Okay, now that our campaign is created, we still have some customizations to do. So you're going to go down here to campaign setup to finish getting started. You are able to import from another campaign. So if once you do this, for the first time, the second time you can just import and you'll have all the same settings. So we're going to hit start campaign setup and follow the prompts. Step 1 is going to look really familiar. This is everything we just entered. So this should be good to go. But if ever you want to edit anything, this is where you would edit that. So I'm going to hit save and continue. And we'll move on to our campaign preferences. Here in the campaign preferences, there's a couple suggestions that we have just for best practices. One is going to be to toggle your teams off. So generally, with for instance, a walk or a run, you may have teams where each person has a fundraiser page, but they're on a team. That's not really applicable for this type of event. So go ahead and just toggle your teams off. And that's probably all you'll need to do on this page, but feel free to look through and customize if there's other things you want to do. So I'm going to hit save and continue. And then the next step is going to be to upload my campaign design. You can drag and drop an image or browse for one. I happen to have one right here, so I will drag and drop. Notice we give you dimensions on the bottom here. So those dimensions are for the campaign. And all right, second, you're going to want to upload a mobile campaign banner. That is the same banner, just resized for mobile. So here we go. There's that graphic. And then you can choose your web page accent colors. This green is the default. Doesn't really look great with the blue that I've uploaded. So I will make that white or maybe even gray. Okay. Next up is your peer-to-peer preferences. So a few suggestions on this page. First is going to be to change your fund meter from that thermometer to the baby bottle. Next, you may want to change what your donation button or participate buttons say. You may want that to say donate or fill instead of give. In this case, I will just choose give. The participate button, now you may not be directing folks to the general of the campaign webpage to sign up. If you are following our recommendations for best practices, you'll be registering all the churches from the admin side here. So if you are not, though, and you want folks to be able to sign up on their own, then you may want to define what this participate button says. Here in your campaign webpage settings, show a leaderboard of your top churches is going to be selected by default. You may want to disable that. That leaderboard will show the top 5 churches on each church's page. So if you'd like the friendly competition between churches, great, leave that checked. If not, go ahead and unselect that. Then here in your peer-to-peer page settings, there will be a default image here. You could upload your own or embed a video. This would be for each church's a default image for their pages. I thought I had one saved. I guess I don't. So we'll just leave it as the default because I'm going to show you how to customize for each church anyway. All right. So next there's a bunch of checkboxes here. You may want to customize these as well. So you may want to unselect the option for churches to record default or offline donations. Generally, they're not going to count the money that's in those bottles and record that for you. You'll probably take those bottles back and count them yourself. So let's just take away the option for them to record offline donations. Next, you may want to unselect show the get involved area. So this right here is shown on every church's page. It would direct the viewers to sign up as a fundraiser themselves. Since that's not typical within this type of fundraiser, we'll just take that away to avoid any sort of confusion. All right, and then lastly, this one's kind of fun. You may want to change your suggested donation amounts. So we have defaults here, but if you're advertising that filling a bottle is worth a certain amount, say $30, $40, or $50 even, you may want to ask how many bottles will you fill and then give the default options as quantity of bottles. So if it's $30 a bottle, then you might do 30, 60, 90, 120, and so on. There's also the option for them to give a custom amount. So any donor could do that. All right, I'm going to hit save and continue. And this will take us to our registration form. So here in the registration form, you can see a default. Now, you are always welcome to chat our support team right here by hitting Get Help in the upper right corner of your account and ask them for assistance if there's anything custom that you want or if these next few steps are a bit intimidating. We get it. It's totally fine. But if you are kind of a do-it-yourself sort of person, let me walk you through the general customizations for this registration form. You're going to hit Options in the upper right corner and hit Edit Form Fields. Next, we're going to click on the eyeball to hide some fields. Let me collapse this view right here so you can see this a little better. Just a general overview of these. The red asterisk means this field is required. The eyeball means that that field is shown. And the pencil allows you to edit some things within that field. So first, we're going to turn off a few fields. We are going to initially hide the church name. That's right here. Now, this may seem counterintuitive. The church name is actually a church affiliation. And so that is different than the name of the fundraiser page. The name of the fundraiser page in your case will be the church. That has nothing to do with this field. So go ahead and turn this field off. And then we're going to turn off a field called Parent Member List. So let's just click the eyeball next to that one. It's right here. Then we're going to hide the group host list. This is just cleaning up some of the noise on that page. And we've got this spacer that is now irrelevant because we've really gotten rid of that whole section. So let's turn off that eyeball. And next, we're going to edit some fields. So we're going to edit the field is company. You'll notice that the field title for this says register as a family or organization. We want to change that and say register as a church. So that's going to create one page in your church's name. So we're going to just change what that says, and we're going to hit done to make that change. Okay, next we're going to edit the field that is called company. So hit the little pencil icon to edit that field. And we're going to change this to say church's name. And just go ahead and hit done. So next we're going to add a couple of fields. So first is going to be to add Fundeasy goal. Now you'll see down here, there's a big list of presets. And so one of them is Fundeasy goal. So we'll select that from the dropdown and then hit add and hit done. The next field we're going to add is the Fundeasy deadline. This will allow you, as you are registering churches, to define the goal and the deadline right away. So you don't have to remember to do that later. I'm going to hit done again. And you'll notice that it adds these fields to the bottom of your registration form. If you look at the fields above it, you'll notice the submit button is above it. That's a little bit silly. We don't want these really to appear below the submit button, so we're going to move them up. I would encourage you to move them up right above that spacer section. There you go. And that's it. So we're going to hit done and preview what we did. And there's our registration form. So register as a church, church name, there we go, address, email, fundraising goal deadline, etc. We are good to go, my friends. Now let's hit save and continue. And the next step is to preview all your web and email templates. So this is going to be where you can edit your campaign web, or you can view or make specific edits to campaign web page, peer-to-peer pages, and you really just see how everything we just did comes into play. So we're going to hit done here. and mark as complete, even though I did not review all my templates in this case. You'll want to though. And then we can open our registration. So now that the registration is open, you do have a campaign, a link shown right here. This goes right to the campaign webpage. Let me open in a new tab so you can see that page. Here's this page. You'll see the fundraising goal we defined is here. We haven't entered any donations yet, so nothing's been raised, but we've got our colors, we've got our graphics, we've got our register and give buttons. This is where the campaign description comes into play. This is your organization description, and so on.